How's it going? Let's see. What do I want to do for this sticker thingy? They should let you do this like in the setup of the live stream rather than during the live. Trying to type this one-handed. Yay. Okay. The Q&A started. What up, Brian? What's going on? Good morning. Yeah, so me and my wife, we had 3 Amazon Flexes to do this morning or today, but it's cut down to 2 because a couple of people called out at her job, so she came in to work a couple of hours, and rather than her going all the way back to the house to get me to do the noonish flex that we have to do, I figure I would just go with her, chill in the car, and that way we just head straight from here to the flex center and also get breakfast together on a Saturday and whatnot. So that's the thing. But yeah, it's just a hangout sesh and talk or whatever, because like I find I find stuff that people say on social media to be kind of funny. I guess it's like, with the latest release, which is Samsung and their Galaxy S26 series. I think that's like the trend, right? Because like Apple has always made like small bump ups, and people have been, for the most part, largely okay with those types of upgrades. It's totally fine. Pixel does it, and they're getting flamed, and I guess Samsung did something similar, and they're getting flamed. But there's always, those that are like major fans of those brands, and they'll rush into the defense of it. They'll list every specification that the phone has and just like go in on like this is why it's an upgrade. And it's like, you know there's only so much they can do. Yeah, the 10A is basically almost a mirror of the 9A, and that's the thing. The 9A is a good phone, so I can tell people honestly that the 10A is going to be a pretty good phone too. I just wouldn't recommend anybody with the 9A saying like, okay, like you should upgrade, to the 10A. You really don't need to. But everybody does what they want to do with their money. I always think it's funny when people rush on social media to defend something, and it's like you don't really need to defend it. Like those people that's like rushing to defend the Galaxy S26 and the S26 Ultra, you don't need to defend it because there's people out there that probably have like an S23 or an S22 and are like, yeah, this is an upgrade, and they'll upgrade to it. I think by most part, when new phones come out, like the first couple of weeks, those people who are brand loyalists, they kind of rush in, um, feeling the need to defend something, and it's just like it's just weird and crazy. You don't really need to defend anything. Hey, Gene, good morning. Yeah, you don't really need to defend anything, if like half the population in the United States dislikes the Galaxy S26, let them dislike it. It doesn't make it a bad phone. There's things about the S26 Ultra that, I wish would trickle its way over to other Androids, honestly. Good morning. What's up, man? But yeah, so it's like, Apple moves up to 256 gigs. Samsung moves up to 256 gigs, but they didn't lower the price. That kind of blows, but maybe next year it'll be lower. Google didn't do it. They're still at 128 base. So they're like, you know, hey Isaac, what's going on? It's it's like I say all the time. Every one of these manufacturers are gonna have something that's really cool about them in their latest release, and then they're gonna have things that just don't make sense. Do you like the privacy screen and the anti-reflective coating on the S26? I like the privacy screen. The anti-reflective coating, I don't really care about. It's not that big of a deal. Um, if Pixels got anti-reflective coating, that'd be cool. But it's not something that like I want in Pixels. The privacy screen protect not screen protect the privacy screen is what I want. Because the way that they introduced the privacy screen, so a lot of people knew that this was a possibility of what they were gonna do. And then when they finally announced it, it was like, yeah, okay, the rumors were right. But we only knew that it was going to have like a privacy type thing where you didn't need a screen protector for it. What we didn't know was that you were able to modify it to where it's like half the screen, or if it's only on certain apps that you open that it initiates, or if, it's anytime there's a login screen, it's going to around where the username and password, it's going to put that in privacy screen mode. So it's like, you can set it to specific things, you can set it to specific apps, or you can just have it on all the time. And to me, that's pretty cool. That is some pretty cool piece of tech. Um, because you don't have to have it on all the time. If you're somebody that doesn't absolutely like it, but you do understand that it does help kind of, protect, then you could just set it to where anytime you're logging into something, or you can set it to your more data sensitive apps. You can set it to those apps, and then you know when you log into those apps, when you go into those apps, that's when it's on. But the rest of the stuff, like if you're on Facebook or X or something, then it doesn't. You don't have to have it on. It doesn't have to get in the way of things. I think to me that's a really cool feature. Cool feature to have. Also, the other thing that I would like, Google to kind of take note of with their Pixels when it comes to the Samsung Galaxy S26 is, just how fluid the motions are when you're recording video. Like I saw some video recording demos, and man, did Samsung come after Apple on that one? Because Apple, right, with the iPhone 17, one of the big things that, I don't hear too many people that review the iPhone 17 talk about anymore, but the camera, right, the selfie cam recording you can keep you can keep your phone in portrait, but it can record landscape without having to turn the phone. And Samsung has something very similar to that. And it's so cool. But you can hold your phone and you can like twist it all you want, but it's gonna keep this, the subject locked in this format if this is how you set it. Right? So you can hold the phone upside down and you would still see me in the same way. So that's pretty cool. My TCL 50XL NXT Paper 5G has a built-in screen protector to make it look like it's showing on paper, but not every no, very bright looking screen. Oh yeah. Stabilizer. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, it's early. It's 6:27 a.m. and I'm usually not up at this time on the weekend. Mind you, we did some stuff last night, some Amazon flexes, and went to sleep late and woke up way early. Have to, because I'm going on vacation. Countdown. Exactly a week from today. I'm going on vacation to see family, so I'll be traveling next week Saturday. Be traveling throughout the day, and like we set the time up and everything, so that way we don't have to rush. Like usually when I go to visit my dad, we're always like rushing, right? So like we're on the road and we're only stopping to get gas until we get all the way to where my dad lives. So this time we're taking our sweet ass time, and we're gonna stop at places and look around, take family photos and stuff like that. So that's the idea. So yeah, all this week it's going to be grinding for extra money. So I am going to be tired. Good thing is that I fall asleep on car rides. Like my wife, she loves to drive, so she's gonna drive, and I'm gonna sleep until we stop somewhere. Um, in the new car and everything like that, yeah. It's not a brand new car, but it's a new car to us. Just because the Armada is such a big vehicle and heavy, and so my wife ended up getting a Nissan Pathfinder, so can still seat up to 7 people, but it's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit more manageable for her, so I'm kind of happy on that. And to move the car mount into the car and everything like that, so that way she can charge her phone while driving and doing flex, with the wireless charger. Sidebar: if the Earth's flat or round. So you want to know if I feel like the Earth is round or flat? The Earth is round. I do find the flat Earth theory to be quite interesting. I really do. So I don't know. Pretty soon we'll have the technology to fly a drone into space, and then we can find out for ourselves, right? Like they build tech and we're allowed to like fly it and fly it out of our like into the orbit of Earth, then we'll be able to see with our own cameras, with our own eyes. We'll be able to see, and then thou put that that debate to rest, right? Whether people believe if it's flat or round. So yeah, but for the most part, I mean, I've always been a real big person that's very fascinated by science, and not just one specific type of science, different types. So yeah, you know, that's right up my alley. Anyhow, anyways, yeah. So those are some of the things that the Galaxy S26 is what they have that I find interesting and would love to see come to other Android devices, or Android devices, come up with their own, like Pixels come up with their own version of it. Honestly, I feel like that well, I mean, Pixels is all about AI now. So that's probably one of the downsides of AI rapidly growing with the Pixels is they've kind of abandoned the whole treatment when it comes to photography. And like I know Pixels are not known for like the best audio quality. I know that. Um Not audio quality, but video quality. Audio quality is fine, but video quality may seem not to be the best. However, this is something that they could have implemented in. It would have been really cool. Would have been really cool, right? Because like now it's what do you call it? Like Google releases out in the summer, Apple releases out in the fall, and then you got the next version coming out in when is it? Like I guess end of winter. Yeah, that privacy display is a game changer. It definitely is. Oh, nice, nice. Well, congratulations on your pre-order of your S26 Ultra. I'm so sure you're going to enjoy that phone because regardless whether they made minor bumps or they made major, upgrades to a phone, getting a new phone, it's always going to have that good feeling. It's always going to feel great. You know what I mean? This is why, like, for the longest time on YouTube, unboxing videos were like so popular. Because everybody that, didn't have hundreds of dollars to just drop on a brand new phone would just live that experience vicariously through the videos. And the cool thing about it is that if they ever wanted that feeling, they can just go back to that YouTube video and watch it. But then again, like the other day, like I was watching a shit ton of old tech videos. I'm talking about the days where, the YouTube channel was called Phone Dog. You had was it Aaron Baker and Noah Kravitz and other people, and I was like watching their unboxing videos, right? Like, and it was so nostalgic because they were like, yeah, I remember like their whole little shtick. They're like, we're gonna be reviewing this phone today. Da, 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 da. Thanks to our friends at Best Buy for sending us two of these, so you guys can win them in our One Paw Bandit game. It's like it's like all that cool stuff that that they were doing back in the day. Things that inspired me to do YouTube. You know, watching other content creators like Christopher Chavez, another guy that was like an inspiration for me starting a YouTube channel. You know, he was like doing a bunch of ROM reviews for the HTC G1, aka the Dream, the very first Android phone that released on T-Mobile. Yeah, I was like watching a bunch of old tech, and I see the transition and the change. Like back then it was just all about like my style of video. That's probably why, you know, like you know, the growth has slowed over the years because I continue to do videos the same way, which is just like a regular person that's just recording a video, talking and uploading it for people to listen to on an experience, an unboxing or a purchase of something or whatever, right? And like today's major popular tech YouTube channels, they go in on production. They go huge on production, in my opinion. Almost making it like is this some sort of like uh like TV spot on a channel, right? Like if they had like a like how they have like Disney Channel and they have, Nickelodeon, USA and all that stuff. If they had a channel that was like specific to like tech, right? And like these YouTubers, their videos would be on that channel, you know, um public access, I guess you could say. But you know what? Yeah, everything changes, right? I'm not expecting everything to stay the same or whatever, whatnot. I mean, I keep my same style of doing videos and stuff like that because that's just the way that I do it. You know, and I appreciate everybody else that comes in and supports it and whatnot. Um, Brian Lau said hi. Hey, hey. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. Um, Yeah, the sun is rising up and it's looking pretty good today. Except it's going to be hot. We're going to be 92 degrees by like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's oh man. I envy everybody in the East Coast. You guys are getting like snow. You guys are still getting that winter that winter weather. Here, we're not getting that at all whatsoever. We are getting hot. And then midweek coming up, we're only cooling down to like, 71 degrees. And it's gonna go right back up to like the high 80s, low 90s after that. And of course, today's the very last day of February. So we are already past 2 months into 2026, man. Time is going by so fast. It'll be 65 next Saturday. I wish we had that weather here because it is getting hot. But I got a couple of projects coming up. Um, so I'm going to be working on the Kia Soul. Because I ran a diagnostic on it, so I'm pretty sure it's time to do it. Rather than trying to clean it or whatever, I'm just going to replace it. But yeah, the catalytic converter on the Kia Soul needs to be replaced. There's actually two catalytic converters on that car, but it's the one with bank one that might be clogged. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just replace it, and I may start. I don't know if I'm gonna start a car channel or anything like that. Um, since my wife has this right now, she has the Pathfinder. So the Kia Soul can become a project car where I can build on the motor and tune it and everything. And I think I'm going to do that with my son to teach him how to work on cars, but also like how to modify them for like progressive performance and stuff like that. Not doing a motor swap, or at least not yet. I don't know. I may go all the way as a project car, but that's like a lot of money to dump into a car and everything like that. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Um, but yeah. if I decide to make a car channel about it and everything, then that'll probably be the thing. And I may, if I do make a car channel and everything like that, there is a track. There's a track here, so I can go race and go race the car and just have fun. Like not race for money or slips or anything like that. I'm too old for that shit. But just to feed some speed into my ride, yeah, definitely for sure. You know, um, and then we'll see how that goes. I'll probably start hunting down, an FC3S or something like that. Good morning. Good morning. But yeah, that's an idea. So, but I do got to get that Kia Soul fixed soon because it's getting hot and picking up my daughter from school, in the Armada with no AC, it's not an option because it gets too hot. So yeah, I'm gonna be slowly working on that car. Um, the other day I didn't record it or nothing like that because I don't know, I just wasn't thinking. But like, a buddy of mine came over because he had some tools that I didn't have access to, so he came over and we worked on the Armada, just doing a brake job. The left rear side, fuck, that rotor was woo, that rotor was tore the hell up. It was literally thin. It was shaved down to like that thickness. I'm surprised, and I usually brake pads have like this little metal bar that when you reverse, it scrapes against the rotor to let you know that the brake pad's worn. It's time to change it. But I don't know. This never made any sound. Didn't make any sound at all whatsoever until a week ago. And then when we took the tire off to do the brake job, and we saw that the rotor was shaved down that thin, was like, wow, that was. So I had to get a replacement rotor. It was like $132 just for one. Like, man, freaking parts are just expensive as hell. Ended up changing it, putting the new one on, then putting the new brake pads. Of course, noticed a little bit of a leak in the brake system, but it was just because the piston in the caliper was way, way out further than what it usually is. And so it was leaking some brake fluid in it. So later on today, I need to get a bottle of DOT3 brake fluid and top up the brake reservoir because it lost some fluid, right? So, like, when you push the brakes are so soft that it's like you're really pushing it, in. It goes way in. So, I need to top it off today. That's like one of the things I'm going to be doing. Car maintenance is crazy. Yes, it is. It is. It absolutely is. I mean, this is why, like, like I want to teach my son how to work on his own car so he's not depending on garages because that's where it gets really expensive. When you have to go to a garage, you have to have them, fix your car and stuff like that. When it's something that you should be like you could and should be able to do at home. Um, like my friend, he just moved out from the HOA apartments that he lived in, and he went and got himself a house. So like now, because he is his side hustle is he's a mechanic, so he used to go to people's houses on house calls to fix cars. Now uh his customers can go to his house. He's got a gated yard, and so yeah, he's gonna set up some security cameras, so I'm gonna help him put that in. That way, when people are like, yeah, well, they'll leave their car there so he can work on it, that the yard is protected with security cameras and stuff like that. I mean, um it could. I don't know if air got in through the brake line and into the caliper on the backside. Not on this car, but on the Armada. It could. So, I am gonna top it up from the reservoir and then try to pump. If it still feels, too soft and spongy, more than likely I'm gonna have to bleed the entire brake system and then re-put brake fluid back in until I get it to that right pressure consistency that it needs to be at. But the Armada is right now is going to be out of commission. So I think Monday, my wife and I got to go to the DMV. We got to black tag it, so then that way we don't need to have insurance on it. But um, it is registered. Because like here in my city, if you don't have insurance on the vehicle, they'll suspend the plates. And then of course, like where I live at, unfortunately, the neighborhood I live in happens to be HOA. Um, and they love to tow cars. Like they literally love to tow cars. We really recently we just had this issue because there's a company called Quick Tow. They are literally a piece of shit. I'm saying it on the internet. I said it. They are a piece of shit. Um, I think I told you guys the story already, but like, yeah, the Kia got towed two almost 3 weeks ago. It got towed and because where it was parked, and apparently what they put on the tow report was that it was parked in a loading unloading zone when it wasn't. It was an actual parking. And there's no signs, no indicators, nothing that says tow enforced, nothing that says that it's a loading or unloading zone. There's no markings paved on the ground. There's no sign that's specifically in front of that spot that says it. So everybody, myself, my neighbors, anybody that comes over, they park in that spot. But the tow truck driver started to come in, and so like the rent office closes at 5 p.m. The property office closes at 5 p.m. And the night security comes on duty at 11. And they tried to say that at 7 o'clock, that that the property manager called to have the car towed. It's like no, nobody from the property called you because their office closes at 5, and you got the call at 7 as your report says in your tow report. And so you came and you towed the car at 7:31. Like no, you're full of shit. So but cool thing is that with the city that I live in. So when I had talked, I had a sergeant call back because I thought, I was saying it's an illegal tow. There's no sign that says. So why did they take my car? So when I talked to the police sergeant, he let me know like their police department has a lot of issues with that towing company, that they don't like that towing company because they pull some shit. So then he was like, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but they do have a form that you can tell them to release your vehicle to you, and that if they want payment for the tow and storage, they can take you to civil court. So I went. That's how I got my car back. I went there and argued with the guy and told him, like, look, give me the paper, I'll sign it. You guys can take me to civil court. You prove your case, I'll prove my case. And I took a lot of pictures of the area and video and stuff like that to show. So if we do get a summons to go to civil court, to present all that to the judge to get it thrown out, because I am not paying that for them being jackasses. And like they destroyed a lot of people's cars. Like my neighbor's car, she got a brand new what was it, Jeep? And the way that they yanked her car out of that spot, man, they fucked up the drivetrain for sure. They messed it up really bad, and it was like, man, it's assholes. So, yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, that's why I got to get the vehicle black tag, because I don't need that tow truck driver coming around checking people's plates and then yanking my Armada and taking it all the way out there. Um, so yeah, got a black tag. It's not going to be running for a while. We have the Pathfinder. We have it for family, for the entire family to ball up in the car and go places. And then I have the Kia Soul for myself to, if I have to go pick up my daughter from school, that's what I use. I just gotta replace that catalytic converter. I'm for damn sure it's clogged. And I'll probably I might end up replacing both. I don't know, but it's a project I'm going to be working on here soon. So I'll be going over to my friend's house to his garage, and yeah, we're gonna get the car up on some jack stands, go underneath, and just start working on it. But also too, like, I was telling my wife the Kia Soul has to have an oil leak somewhere because it clogged pretty quickly. Like catalytic converters don't clog that fast. Um, so the way that it clogged up, and it's clogged, I know it is. I mean, shit, it can't even friggin' rev past 3,000 RPMs. It loses power when it gets to that high rev. So it's really choked out. But also another way you can tell your catalytic converter is clogged, um, if you find the O2 sensor and you disconnect the O2 sensor um, from, what is it? It's not the header, but it's like near the flex pipe. There would be like an O2 sensor. If you disconnect that and then you start the vehicle, you run it and you rev it, and it can rev past 3,000 RPMs, and yeah, your catalytic converter's clogged. Because with that O2 sensor removed, there's a hole in the exhaust line, and it's letting the exhaust flow out. With a clogged catalytic converter, obviously the exhaust that's coming out is being choked up, and sometimes it's even being pushed back into the motor, which is not good, not good at all. You will fry your rings. So I wouldn't drive a car with a clogged catalytic converter. But um, the shitty thing about here is that here in Phoenix, you have to have inspection, and if I did to the Kia what I did to my 94 Tercel, it wouldn't pass emissions at all. My 94 Tercel, what is it? My ex-wife had driven it one time, and there was road work being done. She didn't see that it was like a big chunk of the pavement removed. So when she drove over and she really bottomed the vehicle. So she kind of there was damage to the exhaust line. And so when I took it in for the repair and all the damage, I told the guy, because the guy was like, he told me what the cost would be for, like, a whole entire exhaust line and catalytic converter and everything. And then he was like, I can put a straight pipe from the header straight, um, if you want. So he ended up putting like a 3.2-inch diameter exhaust line straight from the header itself, no catalytic converter. And yeah, it was loud as fuck. That car was loud as hell. But yeah, we were able to do it because Oklahoma doesn't have inspection. They don't do emissions tests and stuff. Here they do, here in Phoenix. So if I put a straight pipe from the header to the exhaust, yeah, they would hit me with a little thing that I had 30 days to get it fixed, or I wouldn't pass emissions. And I'm like, damn it. Because that would have been my fix right now. I would have just yanked out all of, like all the exhaust. I would have yanked it out and just put a new one on, straight pipe from the header all the way back. How old is your son now? So my second oldest son is 20 years old. My oldest that lives with his mom, he's 21 already. He'll be 22 this year. And then my youngest is 10. He'll be 11 in July. I'm glad I don't drive. I use public transportation, friends or family to get around. I mean, these days, yeah, because gas is going up, especially here in Phoenix. Like we've had low gas prices um for a while compared to other states, but ours is going up thanks to the whole shit that's going on in California. What their governor did, and the loss of those oil refinery companies. And so yeah, because Nevada and Arizona depends on California for the oil and gas. And because they made some really weird decisions, um, the oil and stuff that they get is going up, and of course that translates to us going up. And yeah, can I get banned for what? Um, you want to get banned? Get banned. That's up to you. I really don't care. You know what? Um, that's just weird. Like, did you come on social media to get banned? Like, why? You know what I mean? I never understood that. Then again, I don't understand a lot of today's logic and stuff like that. But that's just me. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll see if I start a car channel. Um, right now I'm running two channels. Actually, I'm running three channels, but the other one is just more of just like vlogging and just keeping like a journal. I really haven't posted anything on it yet. I did record some clips for like a vlog for that channel. I just haven't worked on it and haven't uploaded a video yet. But that's gonna happen here soon. So yeah, and the channel is powered by ramen. That's what it's called. So if you want to find that channel, it's at powered by ramen. But well, for the most part, just with everything, well, the sun is up now. I think one of the hardest things is recognizing that you're aging and stuff like that. Like I'm getting white hairs everywhere now. Like for the last 2 or 3 years, it's just been on my face. Now I'm actually getting the white hairs. My wife, she found 7 strands the other day. I'm like, yep, I'm getting there. I mean, I'm gonna be 44, in a couple of months, so I'm getting there. It's kind of cool. It's kind of sad at the same time. Kind of scared too, right? Getting older. Time. I mean, fuck, man. You guys probably hear it so many times from people. They're like, "Time is valuable, and time you can't recover." And time, but no, I mean, those words are wise, and they're absolutely correct. You don't get time back. You get no time back. No, I'm getting old, right? But the crazy thing is, if you look, I mean, I like to read a lot of books and stuff like that. If you look at the history of humans and everything like that, like man, before I was born, people that were like hitting into the 40s were like really grayed out, and their body was really showing, its age. You look at people today, and there's people that are 40 and they look like they're like in their mid 30s or early 30s and stuff. It's crazy as hell. I don't know. Maybe it's the food that we eat, right? Like a lot of food that we eat today is not really good for you. A lot of preservatives and stuff to keep it from spoiling so fast. And maybe eating that stuff translates into you, right? Preserving you, where you're not getting, ripe really fast. And I don't know. There could be. You never know. Yeah, yeah, you're right, Gene. You don't get the time back. Once you age, that's it. So every choice, every decision you make is, yes, in a way, it's critical. But my dad also says too, like, whatever happens in your life, don't live your life with regret. Whatever the response was to somebody, whatever the action was, to something, whatever the first one was the correct one. That's what my dad was always telling me now. So crazy, you know what I mean? So I think the thing with me, and I don't know, maybe I'm like reading a lot of these types of books and stuff like that. It's because I'm afraid to lose my dad. Like I don't want to be selfish and greedy and think that he can live forever and everything. But it's just I don't know. Maybe it's superstition or whatever the case may be. But um, you know, for for the death that I experienced with friends and family members, um, they kind of pass on, you know, naturally. It's always like close to their birthday, so I guess that's why I'm like freaked out because my dad's birthday is coming soon, and I don't know if I told you guys why my dad believes that he would pass at 75 years old. If you've heard the story, then you've heard the story. If not, you're about to hear it again. Oh, you're about to hear it for the first time. But if you've heard it before, you're about to hear it again. This is one of the craziest things. Like I'm still like it still weirds me out about it. But so family background, my dad's military, and he was stationed in Thailand during the Vietnam War. So um, it was on a weekend. uh, him and a couple of his friends, they go out on the weekends. They go to the club. They cut loose, have a few beers, dance, whatever. My dad was always going there because at the time, before like he started dating my mom liked to go dance, and so on the weekends she would go to that place that my dad was going to. So he would go. So it's like the weekend. They get to go off base. They get to go roam around and whatever, whatnot. And my dad ran into a fortune teller. So my dad's like, he'll get his fortune told. The guy was telling my dad's fortune and telling him things, whatever his life, he gets to the whole life thing because my dad's curious. And like my dad's like, do you know when I'm gonna pass away? So the fortune teller tells my dad that he would pass away peacefully at the age of 75. And my dad takes it like, like any other person would take it, right? Kind of believe it, yet not really. It's not until the guy was able to describe my grandmother to my dad. And there's one quintessential thing that he made mention of, that my grandmother's natural hair color. Because my grandmother, she would color her hair. So this guy knew my grandmother's natural hair, and her natural hair color is not a common color. So yeah, she was a redhead, um, or ginger, whatever you want to call it. That's my grandmother, and but she, like, for all her adult life, she was a blonde. She would always, dye her hair blonde. Anyhow, um, so when this fortune teller tells my dad that, that's where my dad shifts from like slightly believing to like 100% believing. Right now my dad doesn't care. He's lived a full life, and he's lived a happy life. Um and so he's not like counting down the days or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, he believes what the guy told him, but my dad's not focused on it. He's just focused on just living out the rest of his life the best he can. And for a man who's 75 years old that walks around like he's freaking 38 years old, that's pretty damn good. So yeah. Anyways, he's 75, and in you know a month and a half he'll be 76. So that's the other reason why we're taking a trip to go see my dad. Because if anything does happen, I at least want to be able to see him one last time. Because me and my dad, like, we're very close. We I wasn't close with my dad in my adolescent years. So I was a rebellious teen, so I pushed away a lot. I just, one of the main things is I couldn't accept my parents' divorce. That was one of the things. Um, that has all since been laid to rest on that. We're all a family now. You know, I love my dad. I love my stepmom. I love my younger brothers and sister. I love my older sister. I love my mom. I love my family in Thailand. I love them. Like, my auntie does TikTok. It's so crazy. She's a fortune teller in Thailand, and so she does TikToks where she, does palm readings and stuff like that. It's really cool. Um, but anyways, yeah. So that's my fear lately. That's the thing that's been on my mind quite a bit. Just like that. I've told my family, and it's just I know who I am as a person, and like I know how I'm going to be if I get the news. From my dad that you know, not from my dad, but like about my dad if he passes away. Last, like I was telling my wife, like, if I isolate myself, just let me have that moment. Like, nobody bother me. Just let me be angry at the world. Eventually, I'll come out of it. I was telling my older sister, I was like, don't come to me. Like, don't fly from Hawaii to here. Leave me the hell alone, because I'm going to be pissed off at the world for for a little brief moment till I snap out of it. So I told my wife, like, if I wanted to comfort the people, I will come to you guys, to help take my mind off of it, or to at least, like have some comfort or whatever. But if I isolate myself, I'm too angry and I don't want to take my anger out on anybody. So just leave me alone. Let me punch the walls. I'll fix them after I'm done putting holes in the walls and everything like that. Because, like, my dad's my hero. He really is. If I sound wise, if I have, words of wisdom, if I have, thank you, Gene. Love you very much. I appreciate the super chat, super sticker. You know, I get it from my dad. Now, even though I'm in my 40s, I still learn a lot from my dad. So like, I mean that's what usually happens when I go to visit him. I go and me and my dad talk. I listen to the things that he has to say. Whether he's talking life, he's talking politics, he's talking mechanics, he's talking about a new movie that he saw, just whatever. And I listen to what he has to say. And if he gives out a life lesson, he gives out a life lesson. It's dope as hell. Um, I just like to listen to him talk. Of course, I talk back. It's not a one-sided conversation or anything like that, but I like to just like just listen to what he has to say. But I passed at 59. I'm still not accepting that he's gone, but I had to deal with it. I don't think anyone gets over it. Like that's the one thing that I mean, at least for me, no disrespect to anybody else out there. People have like different ways of viewing the world and stuff like that. But I don't think you ever get over it. Like I miss my mom a lot too. I'm over here talking about my dad, but I miss my mom. She's no longer with me. She's no longer here. I miss her every day. I have a picture on a nightstand near my bed that has my mom, and I sound may sound stupid to other people, but like I talk to her. Just wake up, good morning, mom. How are you? Fixing the bed and getting things ready because I work from home, and I'm like talking out loud to my mom. Like somebody that was like spying in through my window would probably think I'm a crazy person talking by myself. And I'm actually talking out to my mom because I miss her very much. And you know, like I pushed my family away as a teenager, and as an adult, I tried my best to repair my relationship with both my parents. Yeah, so my first wife, my mom did not like. But my current wife, my mom's met her, and my mom loves her, and she loves my wife's cooking, which was something new to me because my mom came to visit me back in 2016, 2015 Christmas. She was here for 2015 into 2016, so she came for New Year's. When my mom came, she surprised me because she asked my wife if my wife can make her, some Mexican food, like authentic Mexican food, not the normal stuff you got to see. So my wife made my mom a feast, and I watched my mom tear it up, and I was like, holy shit! Like, so I told my mom, like, I didn't know you like Mexican food. And my mom's like, yeah, she loves Mexican food. Her favorite dish is chile relleno. She loves that. And I'm like okay. So, but yeah, they got along very well. Got along very well. Um, that was the last Christmas and last birthday that I spent with my mom, because my mom's birthday was January 9th. So she came the week before Christmas, and she stayed like almost a month. And she didn't go back to Hawaii until I think it was the 15th of January in 2016. Well, I got 37. I thought that was 2 years ago. Yeah, my siblings are, they're still alive. My older sister, she's heavy into real estate. So she's like buying houses in like different states across the U.S. I think like they're in New York, or they're going to New York here soon to look for houses up there. But they've already closed on a house in Alabama, and yeah, so she's doing okay. My younger brother was recently married last year, so next week I'm spending like 3 days in town with my dad, and then I'm heading up north to spend 2 days where my younger brother lives at, so I can meet my sister-in-law. So I'll be meeting her, and yeah, we're gonna hang out a little bit. Like my younger brother and I, we're trying to connect a relationship, just because we're half brother, which I don't look at him like half brother. I don't like that terminology. He's my brother, but we didn't grow up together. There's a age gap, and so we didn't get to have the typical brother relationship, right? Like when brothers are close in age to each other, they're pretty close and they can get rambunctious and they can get on odds ends with each other, but for the most part, like they got a pretty good bond. And he and I didn't have that, you know. I believe he and I are about 10 years apart, almost 10 years apart. So, yeah, I was already out of the home by the time, he was much older and able to understand things, right? And yeah, so now he and I are like we're building a relationship on just that. He understands a lot of things now because there was things like he always wondered like why was I locked up as a teenager? Why wasn't I around and stuff like that? And so I think it was like after this past Christmas, he and I were talking, and then I laid it all out on the table so he would understand. So he knows about my stupidity as a teenager. He knows about, getting clicked up with wannabe gangs. He knows about the crime that I was committing as a teenager, some crazy stuff. Um, yeah, he now knows all of it. He knows about my anger with the divorce that my mom and dad had. About the time not understanding that it was better for both of them because they were both better people separate than staying in a marriage together. Um, you know, the standoff fight between my sister and my stepmom. And of course, I'm gonna side with my sister because that's like my actual, um, you know, same mother, same father. So of course, naturally, I take my older sister's side, even though my sister was in the wrong, and what they were fighting for was pretty stupid. You know, the iPhone 17 Pro Max is the best released phone of the year. Nice. Thanks for answering that question. Where am I from? I am from Hawaii. That's where I'm from. Um, that's not where I live currently, but that's where I'm from. Hawaii's like super expensive to live. I don't recommend anyone moving there unless you're ready to burn money. Super expensive to live there. But yeah, my brother and I like we're building on a relationship because once my dad's gone, all I have is my siblings, my sisters, my brother. That's all I have. And yeah. Plus too, I want my brother to be in my kid's life and everything like that. Um, so yeah, I get to meet my sister-in-law. So I haven't met her yet. I couldn't go to my brother's wedding, which pissed me off. Couldn't get the time off to go. These days, jobs just run you ragged, man. They run you ragged. Goodbye. Yep. Thanks for popping on in here. They run you ragged. Like these days, you got to work a full time job. Your spouse has got to work a full time job, and then you got to have like some sort of side hustle in order to make it. And that's like that's not like that's like below middle class living, right? That's in my area. That's my territory. You know. But you got to do it. You got to have some sort of side hustle to make money. These days, this is the reason why like I feel like that you know, the generation of youth today can't really identify with my generation because my generation, one parent worked, and you always had a parent home to be there to talk to guide you, to discipline you when you acted up. But these days, there's not. There's a lot of single parents today, and aside from that, the ones that have two parents, it's to live comfortable. Both parents are required to work. Both mother and father have to have full-time jobs in order for them to even afford to get a house that they can live in because living in an apartment, that's not the greatest move for anybody. You live in an apartment and your neighbors can hear, like you have no privacy technically. It's the reason why like the goal's always been to try and move into a house. you buy your house, you move into it, you have the yard space between your house and your neighbor's house, so you have privacy. You don't have anyone that's got to press their ear against the wall to hear your gossip. Well, a lot of things changed. You know, people not just focus on all the wrong things. You know, my oldest daughter. I think one of the things I'm very proud of my oldest daughter. Fuck, did this turn into a therapy session? Do you guys even want to hear this? Because it sounds like I'm like running a therapy session, and if that's the case, I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't be doing this. But I will tell you guys this: I am proud of my oldest daughter. I really am. Um, my youngest daughter always teases her because my oldest daughter she hasn't had like an official high school boyfriend yet, and she's not interested. So I'm so proud of her for that very reason. She is more focused on graduating high school. And the cool thing is that her high school, they really focus on freshmen because obviously it's the beginning of their high school career, as they call it. And so every quarter they have a celebration for the top freshman that's on track to graduating on time. These are students that have acquired the necessary credits to move from freshman to sophomore, and they have a little more than the required amount. And my daughter has been on that list 3 times already. Um, so they just had a recent an award assembly after school in the school auditorium, and you know those that were like her, she was on the principal's list. Um, she was honor roll, and she's on track to graduating. So the average freshman at her high school, 6.5 credits is where they want you to be at in order to move to a sophomore. And she has more than that just because of some of the classes that she's taking. So she's taking dance as an elective, Spanish 1 and 2 as an elective, and now that she's going into sophomore, she can pursue what she's more interested in. So she's still gonna do dance, but then first semester she's going to take hospitality, so running a business and stuff like that. Then the second semester she's taking culinary because she wants to own her own bakery and stuff like that and whatnot. So because she wants to do that, it's good for her to get hospitality and to get you know culinary, so that way she can run her own business and understand her business from front of house to kitchen. She can manage all that. So that's the thing, that's the idea. um so yeah, I'm just proud of her that she's like primarily focused on that. My youngest daughter is just like, she doesn't want to be in high school um longer than her sister, which I told her that doesn't make sense because you're going to do 4 years no matter what. But um because she has an eighth grade promotion coming up. Like, she's moving from the eighth grade to high school next year. Um, what was it? There was a high school that emailed me and my wife, so we got to take a tour of that school. Based on my youngest daughter's grades, the school wants her to attend their high school. So we're gonna go see what programs they have. My oldest daughter is interested in seeing what kind of programs they have. If anything, they'll probably go to the high school that my daughter's going to. And my youngest daughter's goal is to walk and graduate the same year as her older sister. So she wants to go to school in the summer. She's going to be taking summer courses to make sure that by the time my oldest daughter is a senior, that my youngest daughter would have 22 credits, which is what's required to graduate high school. Um, Depending on the classes that my youngest daughter takes, she can end up getting 25 credits. Just depends. All right, Gene. Have a great day at work, man. And a happy weekend to you. Fuck me. I hate seeing so like I think one of the things that like really breaks my heart is when people, that are like struggling in life, that are homeless. So I think I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna message my wife and tell her to get a small bag of dog food and give it to that person over there. They got a dog that they're homeless because I can. There's a shopping cart with all their stuff in it. Um, so I could probably show you guys. Okay, let's turn this around. And yeah, so there's a person right there that's like homeless, and they have a dog. Like homeless people got a good chance of like going and getting food and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You literally just go and you either can go to food banks and get food. You can, 5 finger discount food if you're really that hungry. Um, but when you have pets, they can't. The most that they can do is search for food or go, get it from the garbage can or whatever. So, yeah, let me tell my wife to get a bag of dog food for that dog. He's a big dog. He looks like a bulldog, or it looks like a pit bull. Or, yeah. Anyways, I don't want him to be hungry. Mm-hmm. There you go. That way, when she gets off work, she can bring that person a bag of dog food. That way the doggy can eat. See, I have a dog. Um, yeah. Well, I mean, at least it can hold the phone like that. But yeah, I had the car on for a sec. Well, not on, but it was on the accessory on thing. Oh, that's interesting. Cool. Anyways, um, yeah, I have a German Shepherd. I got my dog Velvet the day that my mom passed away. So for emotional support. And now that German Shepherd is my best friend. Like my best friend when like everyone like my wife is at work, my kids are gone, my second oldest son is at work, and I'm home alone and I'm not on shift working. And my dog Velvet, she's like my bestest friend. And actually, my wife was like, "Come inside to go get a drink." That would be my wife. She wants me to go get a drink, so we're gonna go do that. I'll take you guys inside with me. Stick this phone in the glove box. I mean, for the most part, this neighborhood's not bad at all. Not bad at all. I don't want to set the alarm off. Anyways. Oh, if you guys want to see the car. Yeah, that's a new car. So, it's about 9 years old. It's a 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. So, oh, there was a car behind. Anyways, I'm kind of thirsty, so I'm gonna go inside and get a drink. I don't want to like go inside and hang out inside or anything like that. I just don't want my wife to get in trouble, or I don't want anyone to like say like I don't want anyone saying anything. So yeah, but for the most part, the new car is actually like pretty decent. I like it. It's live. She thought I was on the phone call. Huh? No, I'm on YouTube live.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Actually, some photo.
I feel bad for the dog outside.
Why? You homeless?
I sent you a message. Yeah, he's homeless.
Where?
He's out front with the lady.
Oh, right now?
Yeah. But he looks hungry.
Huh?
He looks hungry, so I sent you a message.
Where?
A text message she didn't say to get food.
I didn't get anything.
Oh. Now you heard it from me.
You didn't send anything to me.
I sent it. Maybe you broke your phone. Anyway, so I'm gonna go get a drink real quick. I'll be right back. See, can't trust technology these days. Sent her a message, she never got it. I guarantee you it's because we're inside the building, and so the reception is like really bad. The moment she steps outside, and that message is gonna come through. Alright, fuck me, they don't have any green tea.
Attention bakery department.
Ah. They have regular lemon iced tea, raspberry tea, but they don't have green tea. I'm feeling like a green tea, so I'm gonna go to the other drink section and see. Let me know if the live stream is still going or if it's like dying. I don't know how good the reception is. I'm using T-Mobile right now. My Pixel 10's in the car. That one has the US Mobile with Dark Star. Oh man, no green tea here. No cold green teas at all. Green teas is my vice. I am like heavily addicted to green tea for sure. I'm not gonna eat anything though, because I'm pretty sure my wife and I are gonna grab breakfast. So, where's the drink section? Oh, here we go. Green tea is life. I'm gonna be so mad if I go back up there and then my wife is like, get another one. I have to walk all the way back here just to get another one. Ah. I'm gonna go to her line to check out.
Can't put my phone number in, okay? Because I can't check my own self.
I know. Ma'am, I'd like to file a complaint. You didn't say hello to me.
I didn't say hello? Okay, hello, sir. Short.
Such a beautiful Saturday. What time do you get off work?
She's coming in at 8:30.
Okay.
You don't have any cones?
Huh?
You don't have any cones?
No. You guys have raspberry
Don't forget to change them.
and regular lemon.
Tanto risa, ¿por qué te pasa? I see.
I love that Spanish. It's like the Adams family. I'll be Gomez Adams. They're like, babe, you spoke Spanish. Yeah, it's a bulldog.
Are they sitting outside?
By the water machine?
They ask you for stuff?
Huh? No. No, she didn't ask anybody anything. She just had like her cart with all her stuff, and then she's like sitting next to it, and the dog's like sitting there with his head down. And I was like, he looks hungry, so I was gonna tell you.
There's a couple of dollars in there. Go see what you can find over there. One I got.
Can I leave this up here?
Huh?
Oh, I'll put it right there.
Hi there. Good morning.
Okay, I'm gonna go see what kind of dog for a small bag.
Whoa, it says Kansas.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna go get dog food for the dog. Oh, where do they have the dog food? Whiskey, bourbon, tequila, and rum, cold beer, promotional magazines, kids' books, deodorant, cosmetics. Bar soap, stuff like that. I would think there would be like back here somewhere. Let's go. Let's go find some dog food for that dog so I can give it to the lady. Hopefully she's still out there because I don't feel like a jackass if I buy this and go out there and then she's gone. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see what we can find. All this is like dog food. Oh, let's see. He's a big dog. They got savory rice and lamb stew. And simmered chicken medley. Oh, these dog foods actually sound a lot better than. Um, let's see. Turkey with sweet potatoes, brown rice, and spinach. And then, yeah, let's do this one. Let's do a savory lamb stew, and then of course, like the beef. Gotta get the dog beef. So at least I'll have something to eat. I find it to be funny. My wife is funny. She's like, you can't use my phone number because she gets a discount, obviously, for being an employee of this business. But she cannot. It can't be registered that her discounts were used while she's working. Because she's here because somebody called out, so she's working their shift. These are 2 for $5.
Why don't you go over there and buy them at the self checkout so I can put my phone number so we can get a smaller discount?
Okay. Well, try my green tea.
Welcome. Scan items one at a time. 3.29. Savings 79 cents. Savings 79.
I know. $5.13.
There you have that. Here, I have a photo. How much is in there? Tell me how much is in there. I have
Hang on, guys.
Your total is 513, and your savings is 182. Please insert one, then insert this. Please wait.
One second.
And your savings is 182. Please select your payment method.
She's working with the customer right now. $288. So that's the remaining. Use this one? The other one?
Okay.
Which one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Please wait. System processing. Follow the instructions on the pin pad.
There we go.
Please remember to take your receipt.
Trying to do all this while holding a phone in the hand, live streaming. That's a new one. Yeah, I'm gonna take this out. Go wait in the car. I don't want to bother you. Get it in the pocket. Bye. Bye. See if I find the person outside. If I do, that would be cool as hell. Excuse me. Saw your dog, so. You're welcome. If I can give more, I would give more. That's just why I wish I hit the lottery. All right, Isaac, see you later. Sorry I didn't see your message, but see you later. But yeah, honestly, I wish I could hit the lottery. If I can hit the lottery, I can help more people. Okay. I got my green tea. I got that dog something to eat. So that worked out. Dog gets something to eat. My wife's favorite character. Anyways, I got some videos I gotta edit so I can upload them later on this week. So, for the most part, I just end the live stream here because I don't really got anything else to talk about. So I'll work on those videos and get those things done. But other than that, those that popped in and said hello, hung out for a little bit, appreciate you guys for hanging out with me this morning. And yeah, I will chat with you guys later.